This Is America by Childish Gambino in it. I'm like, sir, what are you trying to say? People that clean their asses don't do stuff like that. It's giving stank booty, okay? Dirty neck. What? Why don't I remember? Hey y'all, it's your girl Kai, also known as The Anxiety, and I'm back at y'all with another freaking video. So today we're gonna be talking about well, I'm going to be reading some stories that people sent in. If you watched my last video, which if you haven't, go watch that. But if you haven't watched it, I pretty much told a story time about how this teacher had me messed up, and a lot of other people that I knew from school has sent me stories of like more tea about more like other teachers. So I'm going to be reading those today. But before I get into it, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. And I just want to show y'all something real quick. Y'all, my man got me flowers for no reason. He just got me flowers. Don't I look pretty with my flowers? But yes, my man got me flowers. So yeah, I just wanted to show y'all so y'all could be jealous of me. I really just needed that in my life. So yeah, I hope that you guys are jealous. I really do. I'm sorry, but I'm really not sorry. Also, these are my nails. I did them myself. No, y'all can't have your nails done. I mean, you could. You can pay me. Okay, but anyway, let's get into these stories. I'm gonna have to put my glasses on because y'all know your girl is blind. I got my wine with me. I'm drinking this wine for anyone that is curious. It's literally one of the best wines that I've ever had. It doesn't get you drunk, but it tastes like juice, and it was $20, but honestly every time I get it, it's like completely worth it. All right, so y'all know the drill. I got my handy dandy iPad, and we're just gonna be reading these stories. A lot of them are pretty short, so they won't take too long to read, but we're just gonna get into it real quick. And I'm gonna try really hard not to curse because my mom got mad at me. I know how that sounds. Yes, I am 21 years old. I live on my own. I do not live with my mom, but that's my mother, like, you know. So I'm gonna try really hard not to cuss for her sake, okay? Don't say I never did nothing for you, mom. So we're gonna start with one of my friends. Ooh, okay, so she said, Mrs. S lost my lab sheet that had like a week's worth of class time info on it, and then told me she didn't have any time for me to remake it, so my grade would be whatever data I could collect in the remaining class time, which was like 20 minutes, just to sit there and watch me cry and try to collect data. Then be like,
yeah, actually I found your sheet.
So she just watched me cry, no comfort or anything. You know what? That's obviously messed up, but it kind of reminds me of this time that I have another story about how a teacher had me messed up. So I was in drama class, and first of all, I did not like my drama teacher, and I was only in it for freshman year because I needed a class, girl, and I thought I'd be good at it because I'm dramatic. I did not like that class. But anyway, my drama teacher, he had like there was some assignment that we had to do, and I remember like I sat down, I did this like stupid assignment, wrote all my answers down, whatever. He was collecting all the papers, and I remember specifically giving him my paper and making like direct eye contact with him and giving him my paper and be like, here you go, here's my paper. Progress reports come out, and I have like a 70 in his class. I'm like, why do I have a 70 in drama? So my dad, you know, he's about to whoop my A. He's about to whoop my A because he's like,
why do you have a 70 in drama?
I don't know. So I go to my drama teacher. I'm like, yo, like, what what's the static? Like, why is my grade a 70? And he's like,
oh, let's check in the grade book.
so he's looking in the grade book. He was like,
oh, you didn't turn in this assignment.
sir, I handed you the paper. Wow. You know that Kevin Hart where it's just like, help me, nigga. Like, that's how I felt. Help me, nigga. So yes, he really tried it, and then I was like, dog, like, I gave you my paper. So he had like the whole thing. He was like, if you can find the paper in like these stacks of paper, and it was like, I think it was just our class. Honestly, I can't remember if it was like just our class or like everyone that was in drama, but like I was going through these papers like, I'm gonna find my paper. So I find my paper, I give it to him, I'm like, here's my paper, and he was like,
oh, must have been the person above you or below you in like the grade book.
and you know, like, whatever. He fixes my grade in the grade book, but on this progress report, it still says it's a 70. And I'm like, help me, nigga. Like, so he gets a pencil. He gets a pencil, y'all, a pencil, and he writes on my progress report, and he like scratches it out. He puts like that my actual grade was like a 98, and then he, you know, like he signs it in pencil. And I bring that home to my dad, and he was not having it at all. He was like,
no adult is gonna write on a piece of paper and sign their name in pencil.
I was just like, oh my god. Like, he was like,
you ever had one of your little friends do this? Like, I'm not stupid.
no sir, why would I do that? I was just like, you can call him, like, I swear I didn't. He was just like,
I'm not gonna call nothing.
I was like, oh my god. Yeah, needless to say, I was still on punishment. That pissed me off. But anyway, here's another story, and I think I didn't screenshot all of what she sent me. So my friend said that one coach who was the coach for the girls softball team would always talk about the students' parties, and the guys would tell him how they were doing body shots off of girls or boob shots. See, I've always had a problem with like really close teacher-student relationships, because it's like, first of all, you're grown, I'm a minor. Like, why are you trying to be friends? You don't have friends your own age. That's a red flag. Maybe you shouldn't be a teacher. But yeah, that made me really gross out. So I was like, WTF. All right, so next, my friend said, no, my friend, she was a transfer student. Like, she transferred from another country. So this is about that. So she said they would not let me register to the school until I produced a green card for them. Legally not allowed. A teacher once, while teaching a government portion of our U.S. history class, said,
everyone except me, like her, here will be familiar with this. This is a social security card.
you would have got clean. Oh, I knocked her out. I would have knocked her out. Cause like, why? You in my business? Don't do that. Like, why you gotta call me out like that? There was no reason for any of that. I would have knocked her out, but I would have thought about it. Like, anyway, she also goes to say, also that time this one guy in my class wanted to kill us all. And they had an investigator come in and everything, but then they just let him come back in the school. And I cried at the advisor that I felt so unsafe, and nobody cares. They just let this guy back in school. That same week, we had an assembly about consequences of our actions regarding the almost school shooting, because this guy had plans to kill us. And the guy goes, and the guy's talking goes, excuse me, there are consequences to our actions. For example, ladies, prom night is not your wedding light. And men do not want a used car, etc., etc. Like the most ridiculous bull s ever. What? Why don't I remember? Like, Like, when I tell y'all, I was really trying to mind my business. Like, I was already in like enough drama by myself, but like I was really trying to like not be in like drama for real. So I was really trying to mind my business. I do not remember this. Like, I remember we had a few like people that threatened to shoot up the school. A few, like not just a little bigger. I remember there's this one dude that apparently he had plans to like put people in a wood chipper. That was a big thing. Like, and oh my god, when people found out, like when the school found out, like it was winter time, and this is when I was like driving. This was senior year, and I had no, I don't think I was driving yet, actually. No, I wasn't driving. I lied. This was not senior year. But I remember it was winter time because I had this big black puffer jacket, and I was like, man, I don't feel like carrying this puffer jacket around. And so I put it in my like band locker, because I don't think I had like a locker, and if I did, I didn't use it. So I just put it in my band locker because it was like a cubby. So I put it in there, and then, you know, I'm trying to go about my day, and then everyone's like, get out the school, get out the school, get out the school, we gotta go. I'm like, what's going on? It's cold. I don't have my black puffer jacket. I can't get my black puffer jacket. And I was so mad. I was like, it's too cold for this. I think I ended up sitting in a friend's car. Yeah, I ended up sitting in a friend's car while everyone was like trying to figure everything out. And then, you know, eventually, whatever. It was stupid. It was so dumb. Yeah, I never saw him again ever. I think he texted me one time, and it was so random, it was so out of the blue. He just said hey, and I blocked him immediately. Like, I had no time for that bull shite. And this is the same friend. She said, like, the guy talking or whatever, I don't know who he was. I lost my Mick S, and now I have PTSD and a service dog. Also, the choir professor forced us all to do religious pieces in English, even though we had like a Muslim student in a 15-person choir. She's over here on any regular day singing Jesus is my Lord, and she's just like, you have to. That is so traumatizing. And this is why oh my gosh, I'm just gonna say this is why. This is why. Because I like forced religion. Are you serious right now? All right, so this one's from my friend, and he says, and this one, it's not funny at all, but so he's black. I'm just gonna preface this by saying this. He's black. He said, I mean, the only worst thing I guess that happened was I was mistaken for some other student in trouble, and they were treating me like some criminal until they realized that they had the wrong student, and then talked to me like things were fine as if they didn't explain shit. And dang it, I didn't have the rest of what he said either. But from what I can remember, he was pretty much saying that they were like treating him so rough and like interrogating him and stuff, and he had nothing to do with like whatever situation was going on. And then someone was just like, oh wait, no, like you got the wrong kid, and they're like, oh, you can go. He got racially profiled, and like what all right, y'all, get your wine, because this one is a little bit lengthier, but it's real messed up. I'm gonna just let y'all know it is messed up. Okay, so my friend said my grandmother was in the hospital and dying. Her lungs collapsed and she had an infection from a surgery and ended up in septic. It was rough, and she lived in Alabama at the time, so my mother drove there to be with her and was sending me and my family updates. Well, I had Dr. We're just gonna call her Dr. W. for first period. I came in early and sat in her class to read until the bell rang usually. Well, this time I was early. School hadn't started yet, and my mom messaged me the updates on my grandmother not doing so well. And I was reading it when she walked into her classroom and started yelling at me for being on my phone. I explained the situation. She yelled louder and said it didn't matter if the bell hadn't started the day yet. No phones were allowed at all in her room. She wrote me up for 2 days of ISS. I'm just saying. She can catch these hands. I'm just telling you, like, all these teachers, they can catch these hands. I'm just saying. Calm down. Anyway, I went to Miss G about the issue. Not only did she go to bat for me to get the suspensions removed, she also got me removed from her class after I begged my counselor to switch my classes 2 other times already, and the counselor said it wasn't possible. Also, the same teacher put 3 different grades in the grade book as zeros when I got in the 80s and 90s in them. When I asked why they were zeros, I was told I had to retake them and get a perfect 100 or else they would stay a 0. Excuse me, B? There ain't no way. You have to get a perfect 100. Says who? Girl, if you don't put these grades in the grade book, you're catching these hands. Put the grades in. Stop playing with me. There is too much going on in the world for me to worry about these assignments. Like, there is way too much going on in the world to be worrying about this. Like, I'm worried about my life every single day, and you obviously not me, it's my friend, but still, like y'all see what I'm saying. Okay. Oh, my parents rose hell about it after I was punished for my grades, and then they realized I was actually doing good and she was just sabotaging me. She got in trouble for it and caused all the math teachers to have to endure a meeting, and they were told that they were not allowed to do that apparently. And lastly, I hurt my back really badly at school senior year and was put in a wheelchair in front of everyone while crying and rolled to the front to be taken to the emergency room. I ended up missing almost 2 weeks of school and was on pain meds and muscle relaxers that basically knocked me out. When I got back to school, I was asked if I was ready to take my test. I asked what test. I needed to do makeup work and catch up. She cut me off yelling at the whole class that we need to check remind when we are out to keep up with what she was teaching, and that we were expected to know what things were missed. Basically embarrassed me in front of everyone and then asked,
well, how was your time away? Did you enjoy your little vacation while you were sick?
And yes, she did air quotes. Like, she did air quotes in person. You finna be sick. You finna be real sick from these fists. And I went off immediately, as you should, about how she was emailed about my absence and that no, I didn't keep up with the work because I was doped up on painkillers and muscle relaxers and couldn't even get to the damn bathroom by myself. The last thing on my mind was about my damn math class, and I told her in front of everyone that she was being rude. She stumbled on her words and said some half-ass,
"Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know."
Then emailed my parents all the makeup work for me. I hated her. As you should. I would hate her too. I'm so sorry that this happened to you, bro. And I hope that girl got fired. I hope that teacher got fired. I really do. All right. So this friend, she actually commented. She's the one. She's the reason why I did this, like, in the first place. Why I asked people for their story time in the first place. And she sent me this story. Okay. Okay, so Mr. E, the accelerated math teacher, and Dr. M were having an affair for the majority of our 8th grade year. Excuse me? Dr. M was married and had a wife and a daughter that I think was in college or something like that. They were always together when we were working on our STEM stuff. We really should have known when they used to mention that he went over to her house one night because they were testing glow-in-the-dark spray paint for a potential night launch. of our records that never happened. He got fired and never taught again. She transferred to high school the next year. I don't know who this girl is, but another girl's told her the majority of this in our freshman bio class. Then I got the real tea from my bio dad, since he's been friends with Principal F since my father started selling him weed in high school. Now your dad being the plug. Oh, that's funny. Then Mr. W, the Georgia Studies teacher, y'all know how I feel about Georgia Studies, started teaching at school in South Carolina after it came to light that he threw a pen at one of our classmates as he was leaving the classroom to go to the bathroom. Apparently it was a joke, but the dude ended up crying in the bathroom, so his mom complained to Principal F. So yeah, throwing the pen is crazy. Like, you really don't know what people are going through, especially high school students. Like everything was really intense in high school. Like, you really have no idea what people are going through, and for you to just throw a pen at someone as a joke, that's not funny. Where's the joke? Where's the punchline, dog? Like, you gotta explain it to me, because I just don't understand. Oh my gosh. See, him throwing the pen actually reminds me, okay, I know I'm going off, but it reminds me of the story from BMT where this one of our MTIs, he was like this short dude. Oh my god, he got on my nerves. He was like 5'3" with some attitude, all right? 5'2", whatever. He was short. And he wasn't like the normal rank that like all the other MTIs were, but oh my gosh. I remember one time we were he had us doing bed drills. So bed drills are pretty much when like you strip your bed and then you make up your bed, and you have to do it within like a certain amount of time. So like I think we all had to do it within like 5 minutes, and he was timing us, and like if one person wasn't done yet, or if like one person like had something messed up on their bed, all of us had to strip our bed. So we were doing bed drills for like ever, like up until like we were supposed to be going to bed. So we kept doing bed drills. We were doing bed drills, whatever. And this dude, he got so mad at one point that he went over to this girl's bed, picked up one of her shoes, because we had our shoes like underneath our beds. He picked up one of her shoes and threw it across the dorm. And we were all just sitting there like, why the hell did he just throw her shoe? Yeah, that dude was real weird. And then like, I guess he got buzzed that we were gonna report him, and he sat us down. This is so embarrassing. Like, if you see this, you should be embarrassed. But he gave us this whole sob story about how his son died like 5-10 years ago or something like that. He was like
yeah, you know, like my son died and blah 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 blah.
We do not care. Like, we do not care, sir. Okay, why are you throwing shoes? Like, those aren't your shoes. Why are you throwing people's shoes? Like, that made no sense. But yeah, he's telling us, oh, you know, my son died and blah 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 blah, and this happened, I had a hard life. Why are you throwing people's shoes? That ain't had nothing to do with you throwing people's shoes, and we still reported him. Like, that was the crazy part. And I don't think anything ever happened to him. Like, I really don't know, but none of the other MTIs liked him either. And there are so many stories about him. Golly, BMT was crazy. My friend from BMT, Mama, if you're seeing this, shout out to Mama. But she said, so tell me how I was a literal baby girl pre-F&K. This racist okay, I'm sorry, Mom. This racist ass bitch named Crumple Bottom let another kid cut my hair. My sister almost threw hands at her. She saw it happen and did nothing. We throwing hands. Just so y'all know, my friend is Hispanic. So, pre-K, you just letting kids cut other kids' hair? Miss Crumple Bottom. How you pre-K teacher and your name Crumple Bottom? You can't be a pre-K teacher with a funny name, yo. Kids are ruthless, man. Okay. I had a teacher in Hawaii. This is another friend of mine. I had a teacher in Hawaii. I can't even remember her name, TBH, but she had us do an essay on how problematic the food industry is after having us watch a movie about the issues in the food factories and how unhealthy most of the products they put out are. I explained to her that I was recovering from severe anorexia, which had me hospitalized at one point, and asked if I could write a different paper. She refused. Bro, this is so messed up. I decided I wouldn't do the paper because I would still pass the class with a C. If I didn't, I had an A. She held me behind in class one day and said I had to do the paper or I wouldn't pass. I explained that I would pass just fine, and she told me that she would fail me if I didn't do it. I wrote the paper. I could hardly eat for a week. Teachers like that, like, actually deserve jail time. Actually deserve jail time. Like, you're gonna risk someone's health for a paper that you have to grade? You're gonna risk someone's health for that? You for real? You for real? It's giving stink booty activities. Like, people that clean their asses don't do stuff like that. It's giving stink booty, okay? Dirty neck, okay? I'm so sorry that you went through that. And I hope that you're recovering. I forgot to tell you that, but I hope that you're doing well in recovery, because I know it's a lifelong thing. But, you know, you're loved, just so you know. Love you, girl. And this is gonna be our last one, and it's so crazy because I remember this story so well. So pretty much we had this teacher, we're just gonna call him Mr. M. And was this my freshman year? I can't remember what year this happened. It must have been, I'm pretty sure it was freshman year. But pretty much we had this teacher, we had this scandal where this teacher confessed his love for like one of his students, and like I think he taught seniors, like I guess he taught like all sorts of grades, but this girl was a senior, and it was nearing the end of the school year, and all of a sudden this dude is fired because he confessed his love to one of these students, and you know, he was married and all that, and so he told his wife that he was in love with this student, and you know, obviously she's gonna get him fired. Like, he's a whole predator. And I don't know if she was 17 or 18 or whatever, but honestly, you are grown. You too grown for that stink of butt. It's giving stinky booty. So yeah, it was really crazy. And then I remember people were talking about how he sent his students like this email, and he linked "This Is America" by Childish Gambino in it. I'm like, sir, what are you trying to say? Like, that's what the song had just came out. What are you trying to say? Okay, so anyway, she goes on to say, girl, LMAO, Mr. M, we all know the tea with him, but basically after they found out about him and he posted the effing "This Is America" video, another school hired him after he confessed his love for a student. Stinky booty. It happened to me in my cousin's school in South Carolina. Ooh. They somehow found out or something at school, or they somehow found out or something at that school, and I found out he was there and was like, you're kidding, no. But people were saying stuff there about it. One day he had a breakdown, started packing a box, and left out the door saying something about basically it's spreading there and people talking as they don't even know. Then I heard somebody saw him flipping signs somewhere. What? Oh man, dude was down bad. Anyway, anyways, fast forwarding a little, not the fast forward. This is honestly probably like one of the craziest like school dramas that happened. Like this was like international school drama. International. Anyway, fast forwarding a little, man follows me on Insta. He DMs and is like,
hope Spanish class went well and you got more organized. Ha ha.
I'm like, thanks. Hope you're well too, you know, being nice. Dude starts complaining about how his wife left him to me. Understandable since he confessed his love to a student while with her. That's disgusting. He claims it was all a misunderstanding and him and that student were just close friends. Why are you close friends with a student? Why are you close friends with a student? That is disgusting. You should not be close friends with a minor. Disgusting. So then my friend says, anyway, then dude starts constantly sliding up on every post or story of mine and grafting them and doing like these emojis and trying to flirt. So I blocked him. Period. Then he tried to friend me on Facebook, which I did not accept. LMFAO. Homie was a whole predator. An entire predator. Like, there's just no way. And anyway, that's all the stories that I have for y'all. If anyone wants to send me any more stories, my DMs are open. Y'all can message me on Instagram or Snapchat or whatever. But yeah, honestly, y'all, I like reading stories. Like, that was so fun. Anyway, I will see y'all in my next video. Hope y'all have a good one. Oh yeah, like, comment, and subscribe, because I feel like y'all ain't doing that. So yeah, make sure you hit that like button and you comment, like, just comment some hearts or something. You know, it's spooky season. Comment some pumpkins or something. I don't know, but like, comment, and please subscribe, y'all. Please subscribe. You know you want to see more of me. Right? Right. Okay, that's what I thought. Anyway, peace out, y'all. I will see you in my next video. Bye. Okay. Y'all, I'm just pretty. Anyway, okay.